Hi, Ari.
Hi,
Welcome.
good evening.
Shapiro, the CEO of Hold Property Group. Ari, you have transformed this business over the past couple of years. Can you tell us a little bit about where your journey started? And then we'll jump into some questions that I have for you.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for being here. I see a lot of few names, or quite a number of names of friends from around the world. Thank you. Wow, Daniela's presentation was amazing. She hit the nail on most of the points that I was going to raise. But I would like to give you a quick brief. I'm ex-South African, as you can hear. I've been here many years. My father started property in Israel in the 1980s, the early 80s, and the late 1978, 1979. And over the years, there's always been a need for foreign investors who would like to do something in Israel, a friendly journey, an easy journey, instead of getting on a plane and being challenged, let's call it that, by local developers, brokers. So over the last 16 years, I carried on. My father, he is not in the business, and I carried on the business. And what we've been doing from the beginning, or at the beginning, was offering investors pre-sale on development projects where we believe will be the next areas or the coming areas. And we offer our investors a full service from A to Z. Julian is here, he'll speak about it afterwards. And over the years, it's increased, and we found ourselves in the last few years, in the last 8, 9 years, starting doing our own developments, and it's been interesting.
And there are two
Um,
sides to Hold. There's can you just explain a little bit more about your developments that that
yeah. So
you've
sorry. So like I said, over the years, it became. We've got three divisions in the whole group. We've got the sales and marketing that yourself and Julian are, and Julian, of course, will speak. We've got our developments that we're involved in many areas and many projects. Like Daniela said, we're touching a few very interesting markets, mainly city renewal, what we call Pinui Binui, the urban renewal, where we're demolishing blocks of buildings. It takes a long time in different areas in Israel. We're doing a bit of a commercial, a bit of offices, a bit of mixed users, and a lot of residential projects in different areas. And lately, we've gone into students' accommodation as well. That's very interesting. And I was happy to hear what Daniela had to say about it. Of course, we follow the metro. With the beginning, it was the train. Now we're following the light rail in Jaffa, in Haifa, in different areas. And the third thing, we also manage a portfolio of property for our investors and for ourselves.
um definitely some interesting stuff coming up and out of the box type of real estate that Hold's getting involved in. After seeing Daniela's presentation, can you give us your perspective on what's happening in the market, specifically around what you've seen over the past couple of months, and just share your views for where you see the future going? I know you
Yeah.
don't have a crystal ball, but from your perspective.
Exactly. So of course it's no binding what I say, and I don't take responsibility. Of course, we're seeing a very current situation challenging. There's a few vectors that are influencing it very strongly. Of course, the political and the security issues we're having around the country here, that it's not looking where it's coming to an end. It's been going on for 8 months. The high interest rates, the world crisis, financial crisis. Saying all that, the prices surprisingly, like Daniela said, and she hit the nail on the head exactly. There's a big shortage and of supply. Let's call it this. And the prices, even we're finding it in the last few months, the prices have been raising. When Daniela said 2-3%, that's on average in Israel. We're finding places where the prices, it's actually very, for us it's good, but I mean, unfortunately, people are taking the ride, and the price are continuing to go up. Even with very high inflation rates, there's many systems that the bank systems and are offering developers and mainly buyers to delay their payments. You could buy an apartment today with putting down a very small amount. Like I say, so that another thing that we feel that's happened because of the construction delays, like Daniela said, shortage of Palestinian employees. The builders in Israel, the building market is dependent 89% or 90% on Palestinian employees. And since the October, the borders have been closed, or not borders, sorry, the entrance to Israel have been closed. And since then, it's been a big shortage. So most of the sites have stopped working. We're lucky in our sites that we're developing, we've had luck. And that pushes up the prices, of course. There's a lot of Chinese coming into work now, Africans, Indians, and also what's going on with Turkey, that they put an embargo on exporting to Israel. So it's challenging. That's the current market. Where it's going, who knows where it's going, but I still see, because of the high demand and the shortage and the Israeli growth, like Daniela mentioned, the growth of 2% a year and a strong population, a lot of immigrants coming, and what's going on in the world, we all know, and we all see people are more and more wanting to have something, a peace of mind in Israel. And it's been interesting, and we've got a good team that
If I
runs.
could just come in, Nikki, I think, just touching on that point, Ari, what we've seen on the sales and the marketing side, over the last 8 months, is that, excuse me, that foreign buyers are making much quicker decisions now to buy property in Israel. In the past, people were thinking about it, they were planning to do it. But over the last 6 to 8 months, people are actually making decisions and are purchasing properties here in Israel. And very importantly, I think, it's not necessarily where they intend living. It's just to know that they've got something in Israel, they've purchased, and then they feel they can sleep easier at night. Unfortunately, the anti-Semitism around the world is driving this as well. So there has been that increased demand on our side as well.
I agree. We see it in a lot of our projects where we sell to Israel, mainly Israeli buyers. Suddenly the investors are from abroad are opening their eyes and looking at very interesting or very specific projects with vanilla to it.
Yeah.
Sure, very, very interesting. Ari, I want to end with one more question, and then we're going to move on to Sydney from Mizrahi Bank. What advice would you give to people who are listening to mitigate their risks? You've been in the industry for a very long time. You've helped many foreign buyers and investors invest in Israel. Some have invested in more than one property with you. What are your key take-home value points for people listening tonight who are thinking about embarking on this journey?
I think the most important, like anything in business, is the people who you're dealing with. You must know the people, must trust the people. It's a long process. It's not a commodity that you go in and buy. It's a process, even if it's on plan. I mean, if it's on plan, it's 3 to 4 years. Then you have to have somebody to run it. So it's all about the team, the people, the after service. And I don't want to speak about the team about tonight, but we've got good people and dedicated and very good team running their investors, looking after their investor, a legal team, a financial team, engineering, a home management company. So that's very important. And the second thing is location. I'm not saying location is, like Daniela said, only the heart of Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, but to look in a long run. And it's also very important to understand what Daniela said. The Israeli market is not a return on investment market or ROI. It's not like American market where you get higher yields. It's all about capital appreciation, getting in when in the right area, looking ahead and walk the cycle. Of course, you have to have a good investment. We're not here to help. We have to, of course, to service our customers, but it's got to be a good investment. And I think that's the three important things: is a good investment, good team, and location.
Well,
and patience. In Israel, you need patience.
Lots of sablanut, as they say.
Nikki, sorry, can I just ask Ari one more question?
Sure.
One of the projects that I've really enjoyed, from a selling point of view, is the project that you're doing in Haifa. It's just a fascinating combination of co-living and real estate, residential real estate, and the location. But you kind of saw this opportunity before. I mean, I'd certainly haven't heard of it. And like now people are jumping onto this. How did you identify that opportunity?
It's actually interesting. For those who don't know, we're completing a project in the north of Israel, in Haifa, just on the port, where the whole area is going through city renewal. There's a whole main street of the offices. And some guy offered me a deal. He said to me, "Listen, Ari, I heard that in Tel Aviv there's a common living." I thought he's mad. I went there with one of our guys to see it. and you see students in their last graduation year or just a year after graduating, living in a small apartment with common areas of kitchens, lounge, rooftop, balconies, and I couldn't understand. I mean, I'm a bit from a different generation, and we started investigating, and it looked very interesting, and it still is. So we're completing a small building with about 40 apartments, that each apartment is split into 2 rooms. They've got common areas. They've got, of course, a gym at the bottom, a classroom with computers, and a rooftop, and laundry services. And it's looking very interesting, because I think the generation today and the youngsters want to be much more social and much more. It's a co-living model that exists in America and in other places. And we already got registration, because, like I said, we plan to open it, if everything will be right with what's going on here in September, October, and the returns also look higher. So who knows? Interesting.
Well done.
I think
Thanks.
it's particularly relevant for many students who are choosing to come to Israel to study as well. It's got that, it's like hits the sweet spot between the social, it's affordable, it's positioned correctly. So very, very exciting stuff, Ari. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good luck, and thank you for having me here. Thank you.
And I'm sure if people have questions, they can send them to us, and you'll
Welcome.